A very good morning to every participant of this coveted program at Swayam. I am Dr. Rajendra Prasad Sharma, professor at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And I'll take you through this journey of marketing management. It's pretty glamorous, it's interesting. Marketing is everywhere, and the origin of the word marketing actually comes from the word market. So we need to understand what exactly market is, and that is our first session, the market, understanding of the market. So I welcome you aboard on this glamorous, interesting, exciting journey. Tighten your seatbelts and let's understand what market and marketing is in session 1 and 2. Okay, so starting with the first session, markets are ubiquitous, they are everywhere, you know. So the concept of market is people basically misunderstand what market is. Many think when I ask what is market, they say it's a place where buyers and sellers meet. But friends, as each one of us understands today, markets are no more a physical place. It's not that place like new cloth market, like the vegetable market, like the stock market, like the gold market, like this market, like that market. So market today is not just the place. And in this place, the buyers and sellers meet. There are two parties, but again, the question is who is more important a party? Is it the buyers? Is it the sellers? Sellers are not an important constituent of the market. The buyers are. Therefore, market is the people. The 7.8 plus billion people on the planet, they comprise the market, they constitute the market. Why? Because they have their needs to be met by the products and services which are supplied by the sellers, the marketers, right? So I think a fair understanding of the market must start with those who have these needs, the constituents of the market. Yeah, so it is today a cyberspace because market has entered your bedroom, market is in our drawing room, market is everywhere. During this pandemic coronavirus, we have seen that the markets literally, because people looked for contactless, touchless touch points, and the delivery of the products and services that they wanted, it had to be at their doorstep. So the market entered our homes. There was a time when most of the trading of at the stock exchanges took place at the trading rings of the stock exchanges like Bombay Stock Exchange, Delhi Stock Exchange. But today all trading takes place, most trading takes place online. They are the dynamo of the economy. So in the economic system, even the businesses, they are a big market. The business needs what? Business needs raw materials, business needs machinery, business needs capital, business needs enterprise, business needs people to work there, employees, and there are markets for them also. There is a money market, there is an employment market, there is a land market, there is a labor market, there is a market for everything. And that those markets are labeled or called factor markets. So factor markets, factors of production are traded. Once something is produced, soaps or shampoo or biscuits or atta or whatever, then those finished goods and services, they find a way back into the households. So the family households are the real consumers, and they are the market. It's a circular flow of the economy, and the incomes keep on moving. What I earn, I spend on my consumption, and what I earn is from my factor of production, which I provide to my employer or the people who utilize my services. So basically, there are markets which are factor markets and product markets. And when we talk of product, anything which is of value to the customer is a product, and products need not only be tangible. Products are basically tangible, services are intangible. So products and services are what people require, right? So friends, today our objective is to understand in this session what exactly the market is. So let's begin with what it is not. It's not that place. It's not the sellers, but it's the buyers. The existing buyers, the potential buyers, the prospects. And prospects have a problem. A problem needs to be solved for them. Yeah, that means they have a need. And the needs are to be satisfied. So market actually caters to the needs of the people, right? So what is a market? Market means existing and potential customers. So potential customers, by one word you can also call them prospects. And when prospects become customers, they are already in relationship with you because they are transacting with you. So therefore, market means basically people and the customers, two types of customers, potential customers and existing customers. And these customers have a problem and they are willing to buy something, and they are having the ability to buy as well as they have the resources to buy. That means market creates the demand. It is market that is the source of the demand. There will not be any demand without the market. Okay, so basically the demand generation happens from the market, and therefore marketing has to look at and address the needs of the prospective markets and solve their problems, right? So with that understanding, if I take you further, we want to look at that what do you call these people who are there in the market? You call them by different names. They can be referred as consumers, customers, buyers, users, and many other names. So let me give you examples of what I am trying to tell you as market. So as consumers, for example, I may buy baby food if there is a baby in the family. So my family is a consuming household. I am buying it, so I am a customer, but I am not a consumer. The baby in the family is the consumer. So try to understand the difference between a consumer and a customer. A customer, the one who buys, consumer, the one who consumes, right? And then the term buyer is used for primarily sourcing agents or business to business buyers. So they keep on buying a lot of things, but their motive of buying is different because they are actually buying for either reselling or further processing, or they are part of the channel to sell it beyond the system and make the products reach the end consumers. And finally, there are users of the products. So market means all the people who are there in the system, who actually buy, who consume, who trade, and who facilitate those exchanges and transactions. And this is an interesting interpretation of the term market. I can tell you an example. Let's talk about product cement. And cement has a market, otherwise why will the cement manufacturers manufacture cement? So who is the market for cement? Anybody who is building a home. If you have to build a home, you are an individual home builder, IHB, individual home builder. So you are a market for cement. But the cement companies also know that it is the mason who uses the cement, the user, is equally important, and he can influence the purchase decision of the individual home buyer, home builder. And therefore, the mason is also part of the market. And not only the mason can construct only when the architect has designed the building. So architects could be the market, are the market. The civil engineer, the contractor, these are also important market for cement. And of course, government can buy cement. So cement basically has multiple market segments. There is a consumer market, there is an influencer market, there is a professional who does not pay for the cement but is actually important and is part of the market. And there is government which is buying, and there are businesses that buy. So there are different types of markets that exist in this world. Understanding markets is critical. Markets have characteristics. Market does not mean a place. Market is people, people, and people. Okay, and people have needs, people have problems. So if I go by Maslow's need hierarchy, and even otherwise using our common sense, we know that as human beings, we have so many needs. I need drinking water, packaged drinking water. Otherwise, my body cells will get deprived of water and I'll die of dehydration. I need food, and the food can be cereals, unpackaged food, raw foods, vegetables, fruits, or packaged processed foods. So there is a need for different types of products that I have. We need food, we need safety, we need security, you need a log, you need an insurance policy, you need security from unexpected events, right? Coronavirus happened unexpectedly, and we have realized that we need to be secure financially, economically, socially, and in every which way. So there's a market for everything. People need love, people need belongingness, right? And there is a market for love. So whether you talk of greeting cards or you talk of Tinder as an app and a product, you see that it is catering to certain needs of the people. People need belongingness, people need relationships, people need esteem, people buy diamonds, people need self-actualization. So going by the needs, people have variety of needs. And at the root of each of these needs, there's a problem. I don't buy a new laptop unless I experience a problem with my old one. Maybe the speed is low, the battery gets drained very often, or there is some issue that I have. So therefore, to solve the problems, I actually create a need for a new product or service. So needs and problems are basic for any market, and therefore the marketers are interested in converting those needs, converting a need into a want. So again, taking example of water, packaged water, what I need is drinking water, potable water. But basically when I say that I would love to go for Bisleri, that's a want. So need is water, packaged water, potable drinking water. But want is Bisleri, because I, as a consumer, am now able to state a specific choice that I want. So we have understood needs and wants. And want is a specific choice. And when I'm willing to back my choice, specific choice, with commitment of money, then I create a demand. Right? People desire a whole lot of things in this world. Well, desires also marketing can address. So market has certain desires which are unfulfilled, right? So this reminds me of one humorous joke that I read in Reader's Digest long ago, that there was a man who went into a retail environment And you are aware that normally the salespeople, they carry a badge and they ask, "May I help you, sir? May I help you, ma'am?" So this gentleman was approached by a sales girl, and she happened to make a mistake. She said, "What is your desire, sir?" So this gentleman said, "Well, my desire is to, put soft music on and dance on your floor. But what I'm looking for is a pair of socks." So the need is a pair of socks. But then he stated a specific choice. He said, "But I'm looking for premium cotton, white, regular size for jogging, the socks which are Zodiac." So he spelt out the brand. He said, "What I'm looking for is Zodiac white socks for jogging purpose." And he wanted cotton socks. So he's so specific about, so articulated about his specific want. And this is what, is important when we actually address the concerns of the market. And all markets, friends, are not the same. We can classify markets. There's a B2B market, there's a B2C market. B2B means business to business. As I referred about factor markets at the beginning of my session, B2B markets buy for a different reason, because either they want to buy as raw materials and process them further so that they can turn out finished goods, or businesses buy a lot of services like security services, financial services, installation, maintenance, commissioning services, right? And businesses also buy a lot of factors, as I said. So you have B2B markets. An original equipment manufacturer, let me take an example, say Maruti car, requires tires, steering wheel systems, assemblies, electric lamps and lights, seating systems. So basically, OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, are part of the B2B market. Manufacturers are part of the B2B market. Institutions like my institute, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, we buy a lot of things, pens to, paperweights to stationery to everything. Institutions are very important markets. Hotels buy glasses and, cutlery to food items to whatnot. So institutions are also B2B market. And B2C market, business to consumer markets, the entire population, as I said, 7.8 billion people, country specific, different segments, different genders, men, women, children, senior citizens, okay, who have different motives, different reasons of buying, different need patterns, rural and urban consumers in India as well as globe, entire globe. So you have broadly two types of markets: B2C, B2B, business to consumer, business to business. However, there are some other variants, like, nowadays there are a lot of other markets like OLX, which is C2C, customers to customer, consumer markets, consumer to consumer. Okay, and it's there are also global markets, because I come from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, so that's into international business education, and we primarily talk about international markets. So when it comes to international markets, global markets across 7 continents, there are more than 206 countries in the world, as many as the number of bones in my body. And when there are so many markets and countries, culturally they are different. They pose different kinds of risks. Countries are risky. Some countries could be riskier than other countries. Their political, cultural environments are different. Their economical and social environments are different. So basically, global markets are also something which need to be looked at. Why? Because global requirements, global markets, they have very different set of needs and requirements. Despite the fact that needs are converging today and everybody needs a mobile phone or connectivity, but when it comes to specific requirement of a model, the products need adaptation to those markets. Like McDonald's is selling Mac Aloo Tikki in India, but not anywhere else. So I think we need to look at markets, geographical markets like global markets, country regions, and B2B markets, B2C markets, C2C markets, government markets. Government is a big buyer today. Yeah, government has to stimulate the demand in the economy and put it on the path of the revival. So government market is a very, very important market. So, dear participants of this program, I would like to specifically clarify that market does not mean just the buyer. The classification tells you that who buys? Who buys? Is it an end user, a family buying for consumption? Then B2C. And is it a government or an organization buying for reprocessing or their own consumption because it is an institute? Or is it a manufacturer buying because they need raw materials for further processing, as I said? Or is it a distributor retailer buying because they want to resell the product? Therefore, where do you classify each one of them is it depends upon who buys. So you can answer that it's a manufacturer buying, it's an original equipment manufacturer buying, it's a distributor buying, it's a wholesaler buying, it's a retailer buying, it's a foreign country buying. So who buys and how do they buy? So consumer markets, we as market, as families, as people, we could buy emotionally because we are full of emotions. We are bundles of emotions. And the organizational buyers, they buy rationally. They rationalize their purchase decisions. Rationally here means they buy on price. They buy like government buys through tendering. So tendering is very important in government. Government buys formally, right? Formally, you understand, because there is a buying process which you need to undergo. There is somebody who approves the purchase decision. But if it is a consumer buying, consumer market, then the consumer can buy at an impulse. Just because you like the product, you could buy. So we can buy emotionally, but B2B purchases are mostly, always rational and formal. They are not so informal. So this understanding is important for us to have when we talk about the types of markets. And markets are very, very unique. Each market is unique. So let me take an example of halal market. Halal means something which is permitted by the Shariat law. So Muslim law says that as per the principles of Islam, the food has to be, halal certified. The animal needs to be slaughtered in a particular way. So there is a huge market emerging for halal. Halal cosmetics, halal logistics, halal banking is already there. Halal garments are there, halal education is there, halal medical tourism. So interesting. So when you're talking about halal medical tourism market, that implies that you should have a male nurse to take care of a male patient from the Islamic country. So markets are so unique. When you design a product, create a product for these markets, you need to be careful. So always customer problems need to be at the core when you are creating a value for them. And this is the essence of understanding the market. Any product, not just products, you know, customers require satisfaction, whether you sell them a product or a service or a solution, complete solution, everything under one roof. Yeah, not just fertilizer, but soil productivity solutions, soil productivity enhancement solution, farm productivity enhancement solutions. So whether you sell a product, a service, a solution, an experience or the dreams, or you sell yourself, because we are also part of a market. I hope you understand that we are part of job market. We are part of, if you are looking for a job, you are part of the job market. If you're looking for marriage, you are part of the matrimonial market. If you want to date somebody, you are part of the dating market. So basically, people are also marketed, celebrities are marketed. Everything is marketable, everyone is marketable. Places, destinations are marketed. Malaysia, truly Asia. Kerala, God's own country, right? So you can market a cause, you can market an idea, an event, an organization, yourself as a person, your products, your services. And basically, when you're marketing, we have to be careful, and we need to see that we address the problems and provide solutions to the customers for all that they are seeking. So in market, the real essence is the customer, the most important ingredient in the market. And this customer, as somebody, there's a controversy whether Gandhi said or LL Bean said, because in some books they say it was LL Bean's quote, but we claim, and in Indian banks we say that it's Mahatma Gandhi who said this, that a customer is the most important person, in person or by mail, and he's not dependent on you, but we are dependent on him. Okay, so customer is the central to, and customer means market, and a customer is not an interruption into your business, he is the very purpose of the business. So without customers, what will you do? Businesses cannot survive without customers. So I'm indirectly telling you that we cannot survive without market, and a customer is not somebody you should argue with. Nobody ever won any argument with a customer, and a customer is the person who brings his wants to you, and it is your duty to satisfy those needs and wants of your customer, of your market, in a way that you can make some profit in the process, because you are a business organization. So therefore, friends, we have tried to look at the concept of market. Summarily, I can say that market means people. Market does not mean a place. It's not the sellers, but it is the buyers who make the market. The buyers are potential customers. They are prospects, and prospects have problems, and their problems need to be addressed by the marketers. And the customers, the prospects, are actually B2B, B2C, C2C, government. And in this session, we have tried to look at the whole concept of market. Thank you. In the next session, we'll deal with what is marketing. Hope you enjoyed this session.